Now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, legal areas, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, pull out your smartphone, save our Consumer Advocate Hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. It's 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A lot of information there for you at consumerqb.com. You can watch our TV show version live from consumerqb.com. Just click on the live stream link. Also, you can check it out at WeBeam TV as well, webeamtv.com. And we have a lot of our expert contributors listed there at consumerqb.com, all their contact information as well. And we've got Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. And back in studio, Chelsie Lamie. Welcome back in, personal injury attorney. And what's happening out there?
Hey, well, I think we're going to talk about what I do that makes me a little bit different than most personal injury attorneys and the care and the time that I take with my clients. I really want to talk to you about that today and how that can make a difference in your case.
I love it. I love it. So the care that you take and you know, some of the stories we've heard in the previous shows, it's definitely a different model over there. I love the atmosphere and your overall methodology is great.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. And also, Ron is in the house. Ron Fuller, Centralized Showing Services and real estate expert here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome back in, sir.
Brandon, always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me back. Enjoy your show. And we're going to talk some great real estate statistics and why you should hire professionals to do everything they're supposed to do to help you sell homes better.
That's right. Yeah, leave it to the professionals. That's the idea. You want to make sure you are, you're maximizing the profits on the sale of your real estate. That's what it's all about. There's a lot of options now, a lot of things that you can do, and it's even getting more of a crowded space with some of the competition coming in. But yeah, it's definitely something you want to leave the professionals, let them do what they're going to do. You don't want to do knee surgery on yourself. So right. Why try to sell your number one asset? In some cases, you're looking at that. So coming up as well, we got the top 5 cities with the highest food prices in the world, and we also have firefighters and beachgoers team up to help stranded manatees back into the Gulf in our feel-good story of the week. And we're giving a shout out to Hula Bay, restaurant partner down in South Tampa. Big shout out to the waterfront ambiance, excellent food, wonderful sushi at Hula Bay Club on Tyson Avenue in beautiful South Tampa. And go say hello to the management team. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and they're going to take care of you as always with that free water with lemon. So great water, Tampa Bay water, with some lemon in there. Keep it. That makes it more basic, right? For the opposite of acidic, I think.
Yeah, alkalinity. It corrects it.
Alkalinity. Yeah. So that's what Tony Robbins talks a lot about. But yeah, so we're going to help you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. Later in the show, we've got a call coming in from Paul Romero as well. He's the director of sales over at the Hotel Zamora in St. Pete Beach, our hotel partner over there. And man, they had a great party this weekend. I'll leave some of that for Paul to comment on. But yeah, the 102.5 The Bone team did a party down there, and I was down there with Ian Beckles and some of the team over there. It was awesome. We had a good time. And so let's go ahead and jump right into this content. Let's help our listeners out. The goal of the show is to help our consumers out there understand about different buying decisions, different business decisions that they're going to be faced with. And personal injury is one of the most important decisions when that happens. I mean, wow, your world slows down. There's so much emotion tied to the event. It's important to keep a level head.
It really is. And who you choose to represent you and your family when you've had a devastating loss like that is just paramount, right?
Right.
We all want to choose someone who's professional, who has a good appearance, who can speak well, who has trial experience, who is litigating their cases day in and day out. But you also want to find someone, in my opinion, who has that personal touch.
Right.
You're not always going to be wanting to talk to the paralegal. You're going to want to have a personal connection with your attorney. And I've found, one of the programs I've done that most attorneys in Tampa Bay haven't done is the Jerry Spence Trial Lawyers College. That's it's like 3-week sleepover camp for lawyers.
Wow.
And Jerry Spence is one of the greatest trial lawyers of all time, of any of our recent generations. He's now in his 90s, I believe, and he lives out in Wyoming. And he has this beautiful ranch, hundreds and thousands of acres. And lawyers get selected. He chooses 50 people to go every year. And you go and you live in bunks. And you scrub your own toilets. So, imagine lawyers who, or, I had the brush and I was scrubbing toilets and washing windows, right? And you have to do all your chores every morning and every night. You have to eat lunch with everybody else, buffet style. You don't get to order what you want. There's no nice, like high-end food.
So check the egos at the door, right?
Exactly. It's kind of, I won't even say it's kind of like military because it's nothing like the military. Those guys and ladies give everything and go through a lot. But it's the closest somebody like me, who's a big chicken, is ever going to get to military service. And that was, doing the chores, doing the hard work, eating the meals, like Perrick style, and having to, really break yourself down. The first 3 days, you're not even allowed to mention the word law. You're not allowed to talk about your law partners, your practice, your clients. The first 3 days are psychodrama. And they basically find your most painful experience as a human, and they just rip it out of you and tear you down and get you naked with your emotions.
Wow.
And then they make you process some of the most painful experiences of your life so that you can then build back up.
Yeah.
And then only after you do that for 3 days with strangers, people from across the country you've never met, people who have these poker faces, we're trial lawyers, we're entertainers, they don't let you skirt around the issues. You've got to break down, you got to put all your junk out on the table, break it down, heal, and really move on. And it was one of the most powerful and transformative experiences of my life. And really got to address some things. And after doing that for 3 weeks, I just came back such a better lawyer. I thought I was a great trial lawyer before. I really think I'm so much better having had that experience. And not a lot of personal injury attorneys in our area have done that. So those are the things you want to look into. What have they done to really build their skills, to really work on making those personal connections. And I feel so much more connected, not only to my clients, but also to jurors and potential jurors during voir dire. That's our jury selection process. And it's been transformative for me.
Right.
So it was really exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So the emotional flooding, that's kind of a Tony Robbins type of style. So that's an interesting story. Chelsie Lamie here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. And so when we look at that, people, when they go to, you think about interview style, right? So people are interviewing for a job. They're going to go and interview. When it comes to picking an attorney, it's almost like they're in a somewhat of an inferior position. They're scared to ask those questions. But let's talk about that. Maybe you're interviewing that attorney. If you have a slip and fall, you have an auto accident, personal injury is a big issue here. So Chelsie, you've done this extra coursework. You've taken that type of a camp. What are some of the other questions that people might want to ask?
You want to ask about the lawyer's education. Where did they get that degree? Or did they get it from a school that ranks in the top tier for trial advocacy, like I did at Stetson? Or did they get it somewhere else that maybe doesn't have that great program? How many cases do they have? Maybe you don't want the lawyer who has 350 cases and 7 paralegals. Who do you think is doing most of the work on that, right?
Exactly.
I try to keep my caseload at 90 and below. And I have 2 paralegals. We're about to hire a third. But you want to know, how much time are they going to take with you? Here's the first tip. If you're calling and they're sending out a runner, you're not actually scheduled to meet with the attorney in person. If they're not going to take the time to meet with you the first moment you call,
right,
when they want you, that's when they want you, right? Once you've signed up, they think they have you. So if they're not going to take the time to meet with you that first day or the next day, you're not ranking real high on their radar. So one of the things I do is I actually personally sign up all of my clients. You call my office. I mean, of course, I could be in court, I could be in depots, but I'm not going to send someone to sign you up. We're going to make an appointment for you to come into my office or for me to come to you in special circumstances and sit down and meet you face to face in your home or my office and answer your questions. You're going to talk to me. You're going to talk to the lawyer. And I think that's really important. And you want to have that personal connection. Trust me, we're a dime a dozen if you're just looking for a personal injury lawyer. There's hundreds and thousands of us.
Right.
What you want to find is the person who's a trial lawyer, who's the person who's had that extra training and experience, and the person who you feel a genuine connection with,
Right.
that you think you can trust and talk to. And I know that I've cultivated that type of environment and that culture in my law firm, and that's just who I am as a person. So I think,
Yeah.
it's just a good thing to have that comfort level. And I'm sure it's the same way, Ron, with real estate. People want to really feel connected and important to you, and you can't fake that. People know when you're being genuine.
Yeah, they can see that. They can definitely see that.
Oh, absolutely. Chelsie, how did you get chosen if there's 50 attorneys a year that get to go to this ranch?
Good question.
I know people who've applied many times and just keep applying until they get chosen. I was really, really fortunate to be chosen on my first time. So I know that you have to write a whole little essay about why you need to go, why you want to go. And then they just pick the 50 people who they feel are right for that class. So it was a little luck, a little universe, a little higher power. And just, I really also believe that you say this all the time, where your focus goes, that's where you go.
Your energy flows.
Your energy flows where your focus goes. So I just told myself, I'm going to go there and I'm going to get in. And I did. Just like I say, I'm going to win this trial, and I do. Just like I say,
Nice.
I'm going to meet this goal, and we have. So I think if you focus on it and you apply yourself and there's a little bit of luck, then you're good.
And you hit your goals, and you say, I'm going to go to Hawaii, and, and you take your office with you.
Yes. I really do believe that how you treat your staff, your
Right.
staff are not going to treat the clients any better than you treat them. It's just
Right.
not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I really do genuinely feel like my staff, I don't even call them staff, I call them my team. My team are my family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I treat them really well. I pay them really well. We have the good health insurance benefits. We have the bonus system. And when we meet our goal, never if, when we meet our goal
Right.
every year, we go to a new place. And I actually just announced where we're going for 2018, Brandon.
Drum roll. Ding.
We are going to Thailand. So
Nice.
if we meet our goal in 2017, the staff, the team members, and one person, their spouse or friend, gets to go to Thailand with us. So we're really excited about that.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. More from Chelsie Lamie as well. We've got Ron Fuller coming up as well. He's going to talk more about some of the real estate side of things, what's happening there with automation in that space, and some of the streamlining of the processes with the real estate space. And we've got coming up as well the top 5 cities with the highest food prices in the world. And we're going to see if our expert contributors can guess that. We got a call coming in from the Hotel Zamora. They're going to update us on things happening over there at the beautiful Mediterranean Palace on the beach at the Hotel Zamora. And our feel-good story of the week as well. Firefighters and beachgoers team up to help stranded manatees back into the Gulf. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. Quarterback show, Platinum MVP Realty, former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida. Go Bulls, and a longtime quarterback on our sports teams. And now we're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, our buyers, our investors out there with Platinum MVP Realty. We're also quarterbacking introductions to our listeners out there, from our listeners to our expert contributors, over 80 show partners that we've assembled, we've vetted, we bring on the air to help you win, help you understand more things about what's happening out there. There's a lot of things in the media, a lot of nonsense and sensationalism, so we're going to tell you the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
And we're going to help you, with those types of strategies. So think of this show as the hub of your financial, your business, any type of advice that you need. We want to be that go-to solution for you. So reach out at our hotline at 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. You can call or text that line, and also consumerqb.com is a great resource for you. The newly designed consumerqb.com compliments of Teo Leonard, the web design ninja, who was just on the show last week. And we're going to give a shout out to Healthy Gourmet, all organic veggies, natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week. Meal plan starting at $90 a week. Optimal fuel, optimal performance. Shout out to Felicia Lacaille and her team over at Healthy Gourmet. They do a great job preparing these awesome meals for us. I love it. Monday, Wednesday, Friday roll around, and I've got a brand new delivery of awesome foods, organics, and it's just different types of styles and dishes, and it's teasing the taste buds every day. So I love that every week, Monday through Friday. What else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? Reach out to Healthy Gourmet, and we'd love to put you in contact with Felicia Lacaille. All right, in studio today, we've got our all-star lineup. We've got a caller calling in as well. Chelsie Lamie, personal injury trial attorney, and as well as Ron Fuller. He's a regional account executive for Centralized Showing Services, and we are expecting a call in from Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. We're going to have the director of sales and marketing, Mr. Paul Romero, calling in as well, and talking about some things happening there and with the Hotel Zamora. Let's go ahead and bring Ron Fuller into the conversation, regional account executive, Centralized Showing Services, and let's talk about some of these real estate trends. What are you seeing out there?
All right, Brandon. Well, first of all, always interesting statistics, and this one is going to surprise some people. I want to talk about difference between foreclosures and short sales. So foreclosures are down 4% from last month, and they're 35% lower than a year ago. So, but listen to the statistics. Sales are up 13% from last month. And this is the Florida market in general.
Okay.
However, sales are down 31% from last year. Well, let's talk about these what these numbers represent. A lot of people do not realize the difference between a foreclosure and a short sale. So, for a robust, healthy real estate market, you really don't want to see short sales. A foreclosure is simply a buyer who's over their head, they're underwater.
Yep.
They simply cannot afford the mortgage payment. That's a foreclosure. It's something we've had in our market for decades. Even the term short sale came about, around 2007. And short sale is not necessarily a foreclosure. It's where the home is worth, on paper at least, less than the buyer owes on it. So if a buyer, obviously what a short sale means is I owe $450,000 on the home. The bank says the home's worth $300,000. It's a short sale. And those are going away, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing for a healthy, robust market. the market has been such that all these short sales are out, and people are saying, I'm gobbling up great buys on homes, lots of home selling, lots of transactions, but it wasn't healthy. These were sick patients. Mm-hmm. These were homes that were selling for less than what the buyers owed on them. So that's what a short sale is. Mm-hmm. So these statistics, even though it sounds discouraging to say sales are down 31% over last year, when you bite it into smaller bites and say, okay, here's what the statistics are showing on short sales are going away. That's a very good thing. That's what we want to see in the market. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing that's really interesting, you're going to like to hear, Brandon, is Tampa is the number 2 market in the state.
Nice.
Just shortly behind Miami.
And units closed or?
In these are statistics. My statistics, I do not use Zillow. These are from Lawrence Yen and Brad O'Connor. Mm-hmm. So it's an overall statistic on sales. And these are single family.
Lawrence Chen is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors. Yeah.
Yep. And that's where I pull my statistics from. I don't bother with these social websites and Zillows and such. And now it's an interesting statistic also from Lawrence is we hit $5.5 billion last year in Florida for sales.
$5.5 billion in sales.
$5.5 billion. We are looking great in terms of nationwide. Florida's doing outstanding. Florida's artificial bubble, the highest market we ever had was 2006, which wasn't the healthy market. We know what happened after that. That was 7.2 million.
Wow.
So here's the great news. We're shortly behind. 5.5 billion is getting pretty close to 7.2 billion, but this isn't a healthy, correct market.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of healthy and correct markets, you have smart listeners, Brandon. Bank of America is not interested in these loans that are becoming easier to get. Let me explain. This is coming out of California. There's some banks and industry folks that want to make loans easier again. Mm-hmm. Sort of like what we saw a few years ago. Wells Fargo, and there's some other banks that are looking at these programs. Bank of America is not interested, which is really interesting.
What were there any specifics on that?
The specifics are these are lower down payment loans, the 3%, and some of the things that we saw people getting in trouble with, a few years back. And one of the big banks is saying, we're not interested in that. So what I hope to see is, I hope to see the easy loans not coming back.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's going to be some checks and balances with those programs.
Yeah.
So
I think they will. Absolutely. I think we're not near that. Plus, when you look at Jason Brooks was on the show yesterday, and he was talking about from a supply and demand perspective. You look at the shortage of inventory that we have, the inventory shortage, especially here in Tampa Bay, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota. Right on down to Naples, Fort Myers. I mean, we got the Gulf Coast is the best coast, and when you look at our local market versus the national numbers, we're definitely insulated. There's something like 650 people a day moving to the Tampa Bay market, and I think there's around 1,000 or so moving to Florida in general. So, and as a real estate basis, Ron, you did a great job of kind of analyzing that. I really appreciate that. So, Ron Fuller, he's a regional account executive, Centralized Showing Services. Great example. 5.5 billion this year, and then back at the peak, it was 7 point something.
7.2. Yep.
So, and you factor in the new construction and the population growth and all that. We're right where we need to be.
Oh yeah, Brandon, we're in an outstanding position. It's really where you want this market to be. So these statistics are so encouraging. And Centralized Showing Service, we track and monitor a lot of things, and we can tell you that inventory is down. Now inventory is what people are wanting and needing to get their hands on. Brandon, you contacted me, 5-6 years ago. You reached out.
Yep.
You were interested in our service, Centralized Showing Service. You knew more about the product than I knew. You had already done your research. I was so impressed. Pros have systems down. Professionals who are going to do their job have systems in place. And that's what's always impressed me about you.
Thanks, buddy.
You do, man. You always are at the cutting edge technology, cutting edge of what's best for you as your personal development as well as your business. So I'm always honored to be on your show.
Hey, I appreciate that, Ron. Thanks so much, man. We really do appreciate that. And, speaking of the foreclosures and short sales, what I thought we would do right now for our listeners is if there's any buyers out there, any investors, anybody that wants an access to our free foreclosure list, we can offer that to you. Just give us a call or a text at 813-670-7372. If you want to find out, hey, what's the short sale activity in a certain market or foreclosure list of properties that you can buy for less than $150,000. We also have a waterfront list of foreclosures as well. 813-670-7372. Call or text that line, 813-670-REQB. And also you can submit the form at consumerqb.com. And we're giving a shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. More from Chelsie Lamie, personal injury trial attorney, Ron Fuller as well, regional account executive, Centralized Showing Services. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, and would love to talk to you here, on the show. We love doing this every day, helping you win. That's the goal of this show. Everything from credit advice, real estate. Of course, we're real heavy with real estate. We've got attorneys on the show that can help you with all types of different legal, advice and legal direction. And of course, we love what we're doing here, so we appreciate you listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show here every day, coming to you on the airwaves here to help you win no matter what you're facing. Giving a shout out to Accountable Actions here. Kathy Finnegan is a certified professional coach and certified wellness coach. Accountable Actions LLC offers a wide range of professional coaching services, many of which can be customized depending on the client's needs. This includes wellness, fitness and nutrition coaching, life coaching, and sales and professional business coaching as well. Everything to relationship coaching. Kathy Finnegan is a certified professional coach with a background in extreme exercise and nutrition. She has extensive experience providing others with accountability they need to reach their goals and recognizes that each client needs a tailored approach. Kathy is known for creating customized coaching plans based on her clients' needs and not on a preset approach. She understands that one treatment, not one approach for all, will work for everyone, and she helps the clients reach their goals. And as a result, Accountable Actions LLC provides clients with a strategic action plan with clearly delineated steps and outcomes. Visit Kathy at accountableactions.com. Accountableactions.com. All right, we're back here in studio. All-star lineup, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me. Chelsie Lamie, personal injury trial attorney, and Ron Fuller. He's a regional account executive with Centralized Showing Services. And on the phones, we've got Paul Romero. He is the director of sales, the Hotel Zamora, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. And what a great weekend we had down there, Paul.
Yeah, unbelievable turnout, huh? We had over 300 people coming through, and it was absolutely wonderful. We had the radio broadcast out there with Ian Beckles. We had Paul James out there just running amok like he always does. And it was just it was a great time, great turnout, and we're excited to do it again. It's going to be we're going to do it every month, and I know the next huge party is going to be for Labor Day, so that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an all-white party, so the hotel's rocking and rolling. So definitely come out and see us.
Nice. Yeah, I love that, man. So you had the live radio broadcast from, our Sunday station as well, 102.5 The Bone there. And Ian Beckles had his show. Drew Garabo came out. What was pretty cool is they were actually filming Hard Knocks as well on site. So, and that's coming out as well tonight, actually. That's going to be on air on the airing on tonight. So pretty cool stuff going on down there at the Hotel Zamora, Paul.
Yeah, we couldn't be happier with the way things are turning out. We're really the new hot spot on St. Pete Beach, really the only full rooftop bar on the beach, and I would go as far as saying probably one of the best rooftop bars in the country, to be quite honest with you. And
right.
We're very excited for the future. We have a lot of it's crazy. Right at the end of the party, we had Ron Isley, the Isley brothers. They stayed at our hotel, and that was a lot of fun. That was wonderful. And so it was just a crazy day. Everybody had a great time. And yep, Hard Knocks was on scene filming, so it was a cool day, and we look forward to duplicating that each month. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We bumped into them as well. We were hanging out. We were hanging out in the lobby area. Ian and I, and Andre, and we were walking out, and we saw the Isley brothers there, and so pretty cool. Fun stuff, man. You talk about it. It's you guys are definitely doing some good stuff down there with the Zamora. The whole team over there. I mean, I was thinking about it. You got the all-star team, everybody from, Paul James, who, you might catch him on the piano late night. He, throwing a little Sinatra at you, from food and beverage side. You've got John Marcunas, of course, the GM, keeping the, kind of running the plays over there, the team. And, man, what a great staff you guys have. Liam on the engineering side and the front desk. Everybody's just awesome.
Yeah, we finally have everything in place. So, that's the hardest part. So I think we have all the right people in place. I recently just hired a new associate director of catering. Her name is Courtney Corey. She comes from the Hilton family. So we're very excited to have her on board. She's a complete rock star. So, we're going to be doing a lot more weddings and things like that. So it's exciting times. It really is. I'm very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at it, first of all, for our listeners out there, we have a discount code. We have a code, special radio code. Just mention the Quarterback Show or use the code REQB quarterback code, and you're going to get a somewhere between a 10 to 20% discount. So we want you reaching out to the Hotel Zamora, Kipton's the Hotel Zamora. Call them direct, right? Hit the front desk, hit option 5. I think gets you right to the front desk, and talk to the Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora. Go over there and see what we're talking about. They got the rooftop 360. You've got if you're a boater like me, I love getting out there on the weekends with Freedom Boat Club. You pull up your boat and you enjoy a nice afternoon on the water. The Castile restaurant is kind of what we were talking about earlier with Paul James as well. The Castile restaurant, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You also have that reciprocal opportunity for the beach as well, Paul. You guys, folks can say that.
Yeah, we have our own private beach access. So anybody who stays, that's included in your resort fee. You have private beach access, so you pretty much have it all. You can be on the intercoastal, going on the kayaks or the paddleboards, or you could go right to the beach while you're right on the Gulf of Mexico. So definitely come check us out, and we won't let you down. Anybody who books you the QB rate code, I'll make sure to have a nice amenity in your room, nice little bottle of wine, some nice charcuterie board, and we'll set you up nice.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thanks so much for doing that for our listeners of our show and our TV version as well on WeBeam TV. Watch the live stream version as well from our website, consumerqb.com. And some exciting times, good stuff happening out there. And what else, Paul? Anything else happening?
No, like I said earlier, just right now we're rock and rolling. We're doing a lot of corporate buyouts. So any companies are doing special sales incentives for the sales teams, or they just want to do their annual or quarterly meetings. We do a lot of that, and they would just talk to me directly. They want to do with anybody else. I'm the director of sales, so I'll be making any decisions that they need. And basically, they rent out the entire hotel. So, I mean, how cool is that? You get to bring your company over, and you guys are the stars of the show. Instead of going to one of these big resorts where you're kind of a small fish in a big pond, in our hotel, you will be the pond. You'll be the shark in a pond. So it's a cool atmosphere, and people are really enjoying that. And it's I found that companies get a lot more done because they're able to get a lot of work done. They have the hotel to themselves, and then they're able to go vacation and enjoy themselves after hours.
Yeah, absolutely. So many things to do. You got the kayaking, you got the bicycles right there. They can use the bikes for the day. Just a lot of things to see down at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built on the beach in decades, and it's just beautiful Spanish ancestry with a Mediterranean attitude. So if you just joined us, I'm talking with Paul Romero. He's the Director of Sales and Marketing with the Hotel Zamora. And so good stuff. They just all they have to do is pick up the phone and schedule that staycation, right, Paul?
Exactly, and we'll make sure to take care of you. You'll get about 20% off, and you have a nice bottle of wine waiting in your room, courtesy of me and Brandon. And we'll definitely it'll be an experience. The hotel is a lot different than any other hotel because once you're there once or twice, people remember your name, people remember what you like to drink, and it's an overall Kimpton experience. We also offer yogas in the morning, Thursday, Saturdays. We have boot camp every Friday now, which is huge. John and I have been doing that every Friday. It's a great workout.
Nice.
And come on down and see us, and we'll make sure to take care of you.
Awesome, Paul. Thanks for the update, man, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much,
yes,
Paul
sir.
Romero.
Great hanging out with you on Sunday. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, likewise, yes, sir. Thanks so much.
All right, have a good one.
Take care,
you.
Paul. All right, so that's Paul Romero. He's Director of Sales and Marketing over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach, our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, going on about a year or so now. So, so we're back here in studio now. We're going to help you win. We're switching gears. We're going to talk some personal injury and trial law with Chelsie Lamie here in studio. So I like what you said earlier. I'm looking at the notes here. You said you handle only 90 cases at a time. You try to keep your caseload around that area, and that's going to allow you to spend more quality time on those files. You've got a smaller, kind of like we just talked about Kipton. They've got that boutique style of a hotel. You're going to have that feel with your office.
Absolutely. We have a small staff, and it's people who have been with me for 6 years and almost 10 years, respectively. There's no turnover. I hear all the time people saying, oh, well, that lawyer I had many years ago, they never signed me up. They have a new accident. They come to me and they go, oh, this is great. You're signing me up. Okay. And then I call them once a month, like I do. I actually personally call every single one of my 90 clients one time a month just to say hi, just to check in, just to make sure they don't have any questions with their treatment or about the insurances involved. and they're just shocked. Like, I've never even spoke to my old attorney. Now I've met you, and you're calling me every 30 days.
Nice.
They know they can depend that they're not going to have a new case manager. We don't have case managers. I'm the case manager.
Right.
They're going to have paralegals, and they're not going to change on them every 90 or 120 days because there's so much turnover in these other big law firms. And it's just that personal service, that boutique type service, like a small hotel that we offer. You can't sleep in our office. No, you're not going to get a bottle of wine, but you're
nice, but not that nice,
I'm nice,
right?
but not that nice, right? And there's probably some ethical rules that can be crossed.
Yeah.
So, but you're going to get really warm, personal, top-notch customer service that I think has been lacking for so long in this industry. And we've gone so long and had such a bad name and a bad reputation that, I can't fix everything else. I can't fix everyone else in my industry, but I can do the best I can every day for my team and for my clients. And that's what I wake up every day to do.
Yeah, I like that. Awesome. And in previous shows, we've talked about, some top tips. We've kind of getting into that lightning round already. The mentality there is, so I think one was involving the phone. You want to take the person who saw the phone, the eyewitness, and say, oh, can I call from your phone? That way you lock them in.
It is a great way to identify witnesses and to not lose their information, which happens so often when you wait too long to hire an attorney, or you hire the wrong attorney and they don't, do the proper investigation early on. One of the tips I always give people is when you're in an accident and there is a witness, ask them if you can use their phone to text your significant other or yourself. Ask if they're willing to shoot you a quick text message as to what they saw, where they were standing or where they were in relation to the accident, what their name is, where they work, what their number is, or obviously their number's there, what they saw. These are all things that can be used later on to refresh their recollection, to help them remember what they saw when maybe the trial is a year and a half or 2.5 years away. They can look at that text message and you can most importantly identify them so that we can send them a subpoena and depose them.
Yeah, that's a great one right there. I really like that one because what are they? The wheels of justice? They're not running really fast like a race car, right?
They're not. But again, the attorney you select has a big role to play in that. Mm-hmm. So I have a system in my office where, we have certain deadlines, but a certain period of time, we're moving the case into litigation. We're not waiting a year to file a lawsuit on your case. We're waiting more like 6 or 7 months at the most. We aren't just waiting around 2 years into it thinking, oh, we got to set that depo. We're, as soon as we file that lawsuit and we get the answer from the defense, we're immediately shooting them back a very polite and professional, but very firm email saying, we are going to move this case forward aggressively. Here's the dates we're available for our our depositions, your depositions, mediation. And by the way, let's pick a trial date. Here's the dates on that judge's calendar that are available. Nice. So sometimes within as little as 90 or 120 days of filing the lawsuit, we have our depos scheduled. We have our mediation scheduled, and we've agreed and stipulated and gotten an order entered for our trial date. Nice. And once you have that trial date, that's when you can really hold the defense's feet to the fire and keep them moving. Because, when we bring a lawsuit, we are suing a person. We're suing the person who hit you. But in reality, we're suing the insurance company. That's who has the money. When you go to trial, you're not suing little, Mama Sue. You're suing Mama Sue's big insurance company.
Right.
And of course, the jury can't know that. We're not supposed to talk about that with the jury. We get kicked out, so you can't do that. But these insurance companies, they make money when they deny, delay, depreciate. Yeah. So we have to move, like football, we got to move that ball forward.
Strategy.
And you have to set these deadlines. And the only way to do that is to file early and really put the pressure on to agree to these. And if you can't, as soon as we get their discovery answers, if they don't want to play nice and agree, that's fine. I'm nice, but I can also be very firm. And we're going to set a case management conference after we file our notice of readiness for trial. And we're going to get those dates. The rules say they have to give us the trial date once the case is at issue. So these are all just little tips and tricks that we
proactive.
Do. Keep it pushing forward.
Chelsie, I've got a question. Yeah. What do you recommend folks in terms of their automobile insurance? No fault. What does all that mean? Because what if I hit somebody who doesn't have insurance?
Let's save that for the other side of the break.
Sure.
We got to get our break in here, and great question. That's come up as well when Chelsea's been on the show. So we're talking personal injury, we're talking trial law, and we're talking. I love the analogies there of the sports. Get that strategy, be proactive, move that ball down the field, and call that audible if you need to. We can help you with the audible, and also Ron Fuller as well. He's in the house. He's a regional account executive for Centralized Showing Services, real estate expert here, and a longtime friend of the program as well. So stay with us. When we come back, firefighters and beachgoers team up to help stranded manatees back into the Gulf in our feel-good story of the week, as well as the top 5 cities with the highest food prices in the world. And you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, quarterback show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. And giving a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa. Are you looking for a place to get a great massage and a facial at an affordable price and without having to sign up for a membership? Look no further. At Signature Massage and Facial Spa, they offer a 1-hour Swedish massage, $49.95, always no contracts. Come in early for the early bird and get $10 off, and you'll receive a professional massage for a great price. For those muscles that need a little extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages available. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa at 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue, or give them a call at 813-925-8898. 925-8898. Signature Massage, friends here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're helping you win in any marketplace. And in studio today, Chelsie Lamie, personal injury trial attorney. Ron Fuller, he's a regional account executive with Centralized Showing Services. And we are going into our top 5. You guys ready? Oh, actually, we got to go back to that question. You had a great question. It was about the insurances and the coverage of the insurances.
Yeah, real fast. Florida's a PIP, no fault state. It still means the person who hit you is at fault. All it means is the first $10,000 of your medical bills are going to be paid for by your own insurance. Really, the key is make sure you have uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. That protects you in case you're hit by somebody who doesn't have insurance.
It's called UM?
Uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. You want to have it, and you want it, if you have more than one vehicle, you want to have it stacked and the highest amount you can afford.
Yeah, shout out to Gary Halleck as well. We Insure, he's our insurance expert, and we were talking about in yesterday's show as well, sinkholes, making sure you have that catastrophic, check your riders, definitely review your insurance plans once a year. It's one of those things you want to make sure it's all comprehensive and you're looking at the right, the right strategy there. But yeah, thanks for those tips there. All right, let's see. Can you guys have any guesses here? The top 5 cities with the highest food prices in the world. Chelsie?
Well, my sister-in-law, Andrea, lives in New York City. And I know whenever we go there, we spend way too much money eating out. So I'm going to guess New York City.
Boom. Number 3 on the list is New York City. New York City. All right. Ron?
Great job, Chelsie. Okay, I'm going for Tel Aviv, Israel.
Tel Aviv, Israel. Unfortunately, that one is not on the list, buddy. You got, yep. Let's see. Okay, can you guess another one?
Oh, I would say, well, maybe someplace with the exchange rate is a little higher. Maybe Geneva, Switzerland?
You are correct. Number 4 on the list. Yes,
right.
So number 3 and 4 go to Chelsie. All right, top 5.
You can just
top
leave
5
now, Ron.
cities with the highest food prices in the world.
Montreal, Canada.
Montreal, Canada is not on the list.
Oh, I have a perfect record of being wrong.
There's another U.S. one. How about that? Does that help you? There's another one in the U.S. High food prices.
Ooh, think about it. You have to get the food there, and it's hard to do it. Maybe Hawaii?
Not on the list. Chicago. Number 5 is Chicago.
Chicago.
Number 4,
The Bears.
Geneva, Switzerland. And it says, okay, so it has per month. It says, so Geneva is about $623 per month. I guess that's all, cost of 39 different food, just says here. Number 3 is New York. Number 2 is Seoul, Korea.
Oh.
$715 per month. And Zurich, Switzerland, $738 per month. So there's your top 5 cities with the highest food prices in the world for all the travelers out there. And we were talking about real estate as well in yesterday's show, and I was thinking back to when we took a Mediterranean cruise. I took Braylon on a cruise, my mom, and Monaco was really interesting because it was the richest real estate in the world there at Monaco at the time. I don't know if it changed, but I'm surprised they're not on the list there. But okay, so let's see. Now we have our feel-good story of the week. Braylon, you're going to help us out with that feel-good story?
Yep.
All right, tell us something good here.
As many as 7 manatees originally had beached themselves, but only 3 remained by the time firefighters arrived. They worked slowly and methodically with others to help get them all safely back into the water in front of the Palm Pavilion. The manatees may have been pushed ashore from the shallow water because of high winds and waves that had moved through the area shortly after 3 p.m. Those helping save manatees were Lieutenant Bob Quinn, Fire Medic Mike Hutto, Firefighter Pete Lopez, and others. A great job was done by all who teamed up to return the manatees to the waters of the Gulf of Mexico.
Good job, Raylan.
Awesome.
Beautiful
Yeah, so
job.
that was Clearwater Fire and Rescue Department helping out with that, and also beachgoers helped jump in there. But the Palm Pavilion, we've all been there, right? Right over on the beach.
Yeah.
That's Clearwater Beach. And so that's our feel-good story of the week. What do you think about that?
That's really happy that they're saving sea animals.
Yeah. And you like sea animals. You've been over there at the, what's the dolphin over there? Clearwater.
Oh, to see Winter the dolphin.
You like that?
Yeah.
That was fun, right?
Yeah.
Cool. There's another animal that got saved, right? With his fin.
It was about
A big attraction here locally for real estate and tourism. So good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
All right,
I
so
majored in lightning
top
round.
tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice here. Chelsie Lamie, you're up first.
Well, I'm the cheesy mom, so I always say make sure you tell the people in your life how important they are to you. It's one of the saddest parts of my job is helping people through a tragedy when they've lost a spouse or a child in a car accident. And what I hear over and over again is if I would have known it was the last time I was going to see them, I would have said something different.
Right.
So grab whoever you love, give them a big smooch, tell them how much they mean to you. And don't let anybody ever get in a car or leave angry. Give them a lot of love, and it's just not worth it. Life is short.
Yeah, that's a great one. Great parting words of advice there. Ron Fuller?
How do I follow up on that? Wow, that's great advice. I always say hire a professional, and please never think that you're too old to make a wonderful change in your life. Each day is new, and whatever age you are, if you want to finish school, change job careers, you can do it.
Yeah, there's some great stories about that. And the gal that swam from Cuba to Florida years back, she was up there in age. So great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, all the listeners out there, viewers of our TV show as well on WeBeam TV. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see that is in need. Be a force for good in the community out there, and do a random act of kindness. Come on, go out there and do it. Let's see you do it. And we have heard some great stories from our listeners who have done that, so we really appreciate that. So awesome show today, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.